Hi, I'm Jennifer with Resilient Life Therapy, here with ideas and tips and concepts to help your life feel better. So today I want to talk with you about a topic that I keep trying to talk about, but I have really struggled with a way to try to even wrap my brain around how to approach it. And that is living in a COVID world. This is such a huge topic. It's such a huge mental health topic. And I'm going to be really honest with you. Therapists themselves, we struggle within ourselves, right? There's all this conversation among therapists of like, boy, how do we help people deal with all of this? Because it is so enormous and we are living in unknown times. And, it's like Groundhog Day, right? We keep thinking we're going to somehow get to the end of this, and then we get thrown back into the wash again. And so, look, guys, it's overwhelming. People are feeling exhausted, and people are feeling malaise, and people are feeling powerless, and people are feeling angry, and people are feeling grief, and people are feeling sadness. And mostly we're just feeling like, how do we get out of this? There's so much powerlessness that comes with this experience. It's such a surreal thing. So there are a lot of things I could say about it, and I'm going to try to not be too scattered with this because I could probably talk for an hour. There's one main point I think I want to make in this video today, and I will get to that in a minute. But I think it's really important to understand that there is this issue of powerlessness, right? And anytime, the more powerless we feel, the more anxious and depressed we feel. Powerless and anxiety and depression go hand in hand. So whenever I have a client come in and we're talking about anxiety and depression, powerlessness is usually a component of that. And so one of the first things we talk about is how can you start to feel less powerless? How can you start to feel in your life like you can take actions, like you can have some power? So with COVID, that is a hard proposition because it is so big. Right? And we don't know the answers. We don't know how this ends. We don't know how we get out of this. And I think at this point, we're coming to understand we have to somehow learn how to coexist with it. And look, we are the test subjects. We are the guinea pigs on this, right? We are in real time. We are the living test subjects on this. Nobody knows how this ends. We just know that we are stuck on a train we didn't want to get on and we are not allowed to get off of. And that's such a powerless feeling. So it becomes really important to find ways that you feel like you have some power in your life. Obviously, none of us are going to solve COVID, right? So it really becomes this idea of in your individual life, what are the actions you feel like you can take? Action is the antidote to anxiety and depression. Because if we feel like we can start taking actions, we feel like I've got some power. So this is going to look different in everybody's life, right? But I think there are different ways to do this. So some of it is in your own life figuring out, how do I start to figure out how to coexist with this? What are the things we all have to, I think, in our life right now, figure out, like, what are the things I feel like I can and can't do? And, what are the small actions I feel like I can take in my own life that I can feel like I own my life again? Whatever that looks like for you, whether that's exercising or whether that's like, I feel like I know this group of people and I feel like I can have dinner with them. It feels like that's an acceptable risk that I feel like I can do now. I feel like I can go get a vaccine and that will help me feel safer. I feel like if I'm out of control with how my work is going, how can I shift things with work so that I feel like, okay, this thing I can do, right? This is how I can do it now. There's no pat, easy answers. I wish I could sit here and give you a lot of examples, but I can't, because this is very individual and everybody has to figure it out for themselves. But the thing that happens is we start to feel powerless, and we start to just sink into the couch and feel like we can't do anything. So it's like, where in your life can you push back against the sink into the couch? What is something you can do? Even if it's like, I can go for a walk outside. I can go do that, right? I can own something in my life. And this is about bringing normal back into our life, right? I have to find the way I have some new normal that I bring into my life. Now, I said earlier, there was a point I really wanted to get to, and I want to talk about that now. And that is, part of this is understanding that we need to, it's really important right now in our world for many reasons that even go beyond COVID, to connect with the humanity in other people. In our country in particular, there has become such a feeling of the other and of people being the enemy, and a lost sense of humanity. And so that takes us to very dark, out of control, powerless places. And part of the antidote for that is connecting with the humanity and other people, not excusing inhumane acts. That is not what I am suggesting. But really finding the places where with other people we connect with the humanity in them. And that can be from very simple to very complex. And very simple looks like the cashier at the grocery store, and I know nothing about them and I'm not going to ask. But I am going to smile, and I am going to get a smile back, and I am going to have a humanity moment. So I remember there's humanity out there. And this can get very complex, right? With how do we want to reach out to the people around us? How do we want to reach out to the people who have different ideas and opinions? To remind everybody we have shared humanity here, because that is the way out of some of the darkness. That has always been in every iteration of darkness in our human shared experience. And there have been a lot of iterations of it, right? There's any number of iterations where humans have become inhumane. And we are living in one right now. And part of the way out has always been to rehumanize people. It is what sociopaths know, right? It's what sociopaths in power, what dictators know. They know the trick, and that is you dehumanize people. And when you dehumanize people, you can get people to do anything to them. So there is such an important piece here that saves our soul, that saves us from darkness. And that is, we have to connect with humanity in each other right now. So look, this is big stuff. And this idea about connecting with humanity goes beyond COVID, but it is a crucial piece of what's happening with all of this right now, and why there is such a dark feeling of malaise. And I am hearing it over and over and over from clients. And anybody who is an empath is feeling really sucked down into it right now and covered by that darkness. So we have to push back against it, you guys. And it's not easy. This is not easy. Finding the action you can take is not easy, but it is necessary. So look, I would really love to hear from you in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear your ideas about how to push back on all of this, right? If you want to know more about me, the link to my website is in the description of this video down below. You can find me at resilientlifetherapy.com. If you found this video meaningful today, if you found it helpful, if you found it important, I would really ask you to share it. This is such a hard topic, but really important. So, all right, guys, find your places of power and look for the humanity in other people. Start to reconnect with humanity. All right? All right. Bye.